Final heat of the final event of what has been a grueling 4-day competition here at the 2021 Noble CrossFit Games is underway. We start with the 600-meter row. The athletes will be credited with 1 rep for every 100 meters they complete. And there is Kristen Holta right now tied with Annie Thorisdottir in points at 326. Whoever finishes ahead of the other in this event will wind up with the bronze medal.
And you have to just stay calm on the first part of this row. It's gonna take somewhere around 2 to 2.5 minutes to do, depending on which the pace they go. But the pace doesn't matter necessarily how slow you go. You definitely do not want to tip the scales in the other direction by going too fast.
Laura Horvath in 2018, her rookie year, she finished second to Tia Toomey. She's hit some bumps in the road since then, but it's great to see her back once again in second place.
I was gonna say, we've seen her over the last couple of years in 19 and 20, but we haven't seen the athlete that we saw in 2018. And in 2021, 3 years later, she's gotten back into true form and finds herself in the exact position she left off in 2018.
Annie Thorisdottir and everyone at the top of your screen have less than 200 meters to go. 6 total reps is what they need to hit to be done with that 600-meter row.
Annie Thorisdottir was talking earlier about staying composed during the last event, and she's gonna need to do the same thing here. As we have the 90 chest-to-bar pull-ups coming out, you cannot push that pace too soon with the volume that we have for these athletes. You need to stay within your means athletically in the middle part of this.
Annie Thorisdottir is off first and onto the chest-to-bar pull-ups. They will advance every 15 reps down that rig. And now Holta just off the rower and onto the chest-to-bar pull-ups as Annie Thorisdottir leads this heat, followed by Laura Horvath, 70-year-old Mal O'Brien, Gabriella Magala, and Tia Toomey. This is the fight for 3rd place on your screen. Kristen Holta on the left, Annie Thorisdottir on the right.
Thorisdottir was talking earlier about, after having her kid, trying to find her rhythm again on these chest-to-bar pull-ups, and it does take its toll. It's hard to get your body back after something like that, but to get your rhythm of movements like butterfly pull-ups is another thing altogether.
Laura Horvath is your leader. 96 is the next mark that the athletes need to hit. That is when they will be able to pick up the barbell and begin to lunge that down the floor in 36-foot sections. Kristen Holta on the left. Laura Horvath is in the middle of your screen in the long gray pants. Your overall leader, Tia Toomey, she is in the white and red, and then it's Annie Thorisdottir on the right. Now Tia Toomey has passed Laura Horvath for the lead.
And we know Tia is just gonna absolutely crush these chest-to-bar pull-ups, and the fact that it's broken up in the sets of 15 helps athletes dictate their pace as they navigate through these final 30 reps.
Tia Toomey now has already won 8 events here at the CrossFit Games.
Annie looks very comfortable. There's one thing you can do and should do on butterfly chest-to-bar pull-ups is to relax everything except the muscles you're gonna need to use. Lighter on the grip because you are wearing hand grips, but using the lats and throwing the hips to allow yourself to breathe freely while you're doing the movement is a massive advantage as we navigate from 1 to 90 reps on the chest-to-bars.
Kristen Holta in 7th place in the heat right now. She's only 2 spots back of Annie Thorisdottir, and no surprise here, Tia Toomey first to the 135-pound barbell.
We saw the same thing from Justin Medeiros. This is my time to shine. I'm gonna take the event, I'm gonna take it to the field, so everybody knows who deserves that 1st place position.
Tia Toomey and Laura Horvath, the 2 women on the lunge, and now Haley Adams, the bottom right of your screen, hoisting that barbell up and over and onto the back rack position. And let's see if Tia Toomey goes right to the front rack. And she will.
Annie Thorstadter is off the ring into the bar ahead of Holta.
Thorstadter in the background in the all black. Upper right-hand part of your screen. She's got to stay ahead of Holta. She's doing that right now. That is the battle for third place as Tia Toomey is halfway through her second lunge.
Now Annie is not clear of Holta by too much. She's only about 10 seconds behind.
And now Tia Toomey with 36 feet between her and a 5th straight CrossFit Games championship. Haley Adams has now matched Laura Horvath for second. Adams, towards the bottom of your screen, has now passed Horvath for second place, and Annie Thorstadter is in 4th. Here goes Tia Toomey. 135 pounds overhead. Halfway done. From relative unknown in 2015 to the greatest ever in 2021. Dominance defined, history made, legacy left for the 5th straight time. Tia Toomey is the fittest woman on earth. And now Annie Thorstadter. Speaking of legacies, the only woman to ever compete in 3 different decades at the CrossFit Games. She's a former 2-time champion, and she's about to put herself back on the podium for the 6th time in her career. Laura Horvath is in. She's going to stay in second. Welcome back, Annie Thorstadter. Here comes Kristen Holta.
And what a great weekend for Holta.
One of the most consistent individual CrossFit competitors in Kristen Holta. Has gotten better with age. Somehow. Tia Toomey, always gracious with the fans. If this is the first time that you're watching her, just keep this in mind. As good as she is, she embraces her parents. At fitness, she is a better person. And that's what makes her such an incredible champion. And what a great ambassador for the sport.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you our most dominant CrossFit athlete of all time, Tia Toomey!
For the 5th time, Tia Toomey salutes the crowd at the Alliant Energy Center as the fittest woman on earth. And you think back to the first time she won and what an emotional reaction she had. And just the evolution of her. I remember in 2015 when she first came onto the scene, we interviewed all the athletes beforehand.
We don't remember her in 2015, right?
Yeah, we barely saw her.
You
but
accidentally got second.
She was just timid, sort of awestruck athlete. And compare that to what she is now, as Annie Thorisdottir with Fredrika Gidius celebrate. Just what a legacy that she has left.
The most individual event wins in any athlete in the history of the sport. Ties the most consecutive wins in any athlete in the history of the sport. And one of the most dominant victories by points of any athlete in the history of the sport. And what more can we say about Annie Thorisdottir? We talked about legacies left. We talked about inspiration for these athletes. Annie Thorisdottir has been doing this for the Tia Claire Toomeys and the Katrin Davis daughters since 2009. Katrin Davis' daughter is a two-time CrossFit Games champion because she watched Annie Thorisdottir on TV at home in Iceland and was inspired to join a CrossFit gym.